What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. These are my Draftkings MMA picks for UFC Paris. We have Cyril Gane going against Tai Tuivasa.
I need all the wins, yeah. All that and all that is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
And we are back for another Draftkings MMA picks video this week, breaking down a 12-fight slate. Pretty good card, looking forward to it. We have 6 newcomers on the card. We have a lot of short notice fighters as well we'll talk about. Should be a good card overall. Definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting right after it and hopefully making some money for UFC Paris. Before we get started, if you guys can please leave a like on the video. As always, subscribe to the channel as well. If you do want extra content, be sure to check out dfsbythenumbers.com. That DFS tier is $10 a month. With that, you get the fighter stats, targets, projections, rankings, line percentages, my article that is already out, and of course the optimizer as well, so you can create those lineups and win some money as well. So I say we get into it. We will start as always with the fight doesn't go to decision lines. We have the first one here, Cyril Gane, Tai Tuivasa, minus 270. Fight doesn't go to decision. I actually see a scenario where this could go to decision, and if that does happen, I think Cyril Gane's the one to take it. This one's a tricky one. We have Cyril Gane, 9,500, very expensive. And I'm gonna have some Cyril Gane, but I'm not completely sold on him in this spot. Well, I think he wins. I'm just completely not sold on him from a DraftKings perspective. Like 9,500, there's so many good options around him. You have Benoit Saint-Denis, who we'll talk about. You have Magomedov, who we'll talk about. You have Imavov, who we'll talk about. You know, so on and so forth. And I think, like I said, I think Gane wins. He has 5 rounds to work with. I think he has some takedown upside. I think he has some finish upside. But I don't see him finishing Tai Tuivasa early on. But, you know, I will have some. I think the upside could be there, but I could also see him busting, and he's going to be very high-owned as well. So, kind of a tricky one there for Cyril Gane. On the flip side, Tai Tuivasa, I will have some sprinkles. I think he's a really solid pump play. If Tai Tuivasa wins, it's going to be in the first round or second round probably, and he's going to be optimal. But Gane's the biggest favorite on the card. But it's heavyweight. Anything can happen. But, yeah, I'm just not completely sold on this fight, really. But I will have some Cyril Gane and some Tai Tuivasa just in case he does get that early knockout. Benoit Saint-Denis, Gabriel Miranda. Now, this is one that I'm very excited about playing. We have Saint-Denis, 9,100. Gabriel Miranda is 7,100. And these guys are finishers. They have a combined 100% finish rate. I think it's like a combined 25 wins between these two fighters, all 25 of them coming inside the distance, 23 of 25 coming by submission. There's a good chance somebody gets finished here. There's a good chance somebody gets submitted here. Miranda at 7,100, if he does win this fight, it's in the first round. 14 of his 60 wins come in the first round. Saint-Denis, if he wins this fight, it's probably could be in the first round as well. Late first, we see Miranda slow down a ton as the fight goes on. Has about 5 minutes of gas. Miranda taking this fight on short notice. I think Miranda, if he does not sub him in the first 5 minutes, I think Saint-Denis breaks this guy and finishes him late first, early second. I think someone's getting finished here. I think this is a great fight to target. Joaquin Buckley, Nasruddin Imavov, I kind of think somebody gets finished here as well. Both these guys have a ton of power. Imavov, 2 knockouts in the UFC. We have Buckley, lots of knockouts as well. I think somebody's getting knocked out here. I do question the durability of Buckley, and that's kind of why I'm more on the Imavov side. Imavov never been knocked out, never been knocked down, but Buckley does have a ton of power. It would not shock me if Buckley caught him. And then also, I think Imavov is very live for that knockout. Buckley, I kind of question his chin. He's been knocked out 3 times overall, 2 times in the UFC. And I do think Imavov is the better striker and the minute winner here, so I do lean towards Imavov as far as a pick goes, but, you know, Buckley's cheap here. He's very cheap, 7,200. If he does win this fight, it's probably by knockout, and he will be on the optimal lineup, especially at that price tag, but I think I do lean with Imavov here. And then Magomedov, Stoltzfus, minus 150 fight, doesn't go to decision. I suppose this one can finish, and I'm not going to be on Stoltzfus here. This is one where I'm just on the Magomedov side. I think he's better everywhere. I think he's the much better striker. I think he can mix in takedowns, exploit the takedown defense of Stoltzfus. And I don't know, outside of, you know, Stoltzfus clipping Magomedov, which I think is very unlikely, outside of Stoltzfus subbing Magomedov off his back, which I think is very unlikely, I think Magomedov kind of rolls here. So I'm not too interested in this fight as a whole. If anything, it's Magomedov at 8,900 for me. Core plays here. Talked about it a little bit. Benoit Saint-Denis, I think he has some of the best upside on the entire slate. 100% finish rate going against Miranda, who has not fought the best competition, who's coming in short notice, who's making that long trip to Paris, who has about 5 minutes of gas in general. Factor in the short notice, I think maybe 4 minutes of gas, 3 minutes of gas at this point, and you can kind of see why. Miranda goes balls to the wall for as long as he can, and if he does get the finish, He gets to finish, and he's gotten a lot of them, sure. But if he does not get that finish, he's going to gas out. And if you gas out against Benoit Saint-Denis, he's going to make you pay. So I like Benoit Saint-Denis. Survive those first couple minutes, take over, get the sub. Charles Jourdain, 8,400. Yeah, this is a fight as a whole that I think is a very good one to target. We have both guys having a ton of volume. Jourdain, 5.85 significant strikes per minute. Nathaniel Wood, 6.32. Both guys very high volume. The difference is the power. Jourdain has all the power upside, most of the finishing upside. Jourdain has finished all but one of his wins. That is 12 out of 13 wins. And Nathaniel Wood's been finished a ton. Wood's been finished in 4 of his 5 losses, 2 by sub, 2 by knockout. Nathaniel Wood coming up a weight class in his last fight against Charles Rosa. Up a weight class here as well. He's going to be the smaller fighter. I think Jourdain can potentially finish this fight, whether it's a club and sub, a submission in general, or just knocking out Nathaniel Wood, who is getting hurt and wobbled by 135ers. Jourdain hits very, very hard. So I do like Jourdain quite a bit, but I think this fight as a whole score is good, and I will be talking about Nathaniel Wood as a dog. Abus Magomedov, 8,900. I think he's a pretty safe play here, and there's a lot of value on him as well. The salaries came out earlier in the week, and at this point, Magomedov is the second biggest favorite on the card. He's a bigger favorite than Benoit Saint-Denis, slightly. He is a slightly bigger favorite than Stefan Yeager at this point. Money's coming in on the dog, and in terms of the Egger fight. He is a bigger favorite than, who else is up there? Imavov as well. So he's the second biggest favorite, and he's only 8,900. I think we got to take advantage of that. Striking upside, knockout upside, takedown upside. I think Abus is a very safe play there, 8,900. And then William Gomez, 8,600. He is coming in here, first UFC fight, as is his opponent, Jarno Aarons, his first fight as well. And I think this fight is a decent one to target, but I'm mostly on that Gomez side for one reason, and that reason is the takedown upside. Clear path to victory here for Gomez. Jarno Aarons, he does give up takedowns like it's his job, like he's getting taken down pretty much in every single fight I watch. And when Aarons is getting taken down, he just doesn't get up. I mean, he doesn't have a great get-up game. I feel like Gomez has that takedown upside, has that control time upside, and it's not like he's going out there and just laying us on his opponents. He's going out there, he's very active with the ground and pound. So you got the takedowns, the control time, the strikes. I think it's all going to add up. 8,600, I do like me some William Gomez quite a bit, and I don't think he's going to be overly high owned because people don't know who this guy is. He hasn't been on the Contender Series. He's making his debut. So yeah, I do like me some Gomez there at that price tag. GPP plays here are tournament plays. Like I said, Cyril Gane. I'm a little bit iffy on this one. I still don't know what I'm going to do completely. As of now, I do have a decent amount of Cyril Gane ownership. I didn't go crazy on it, but the upside is there. But, you know, at the same time, like the downside is there. Like you could see a scenario where Cyril Gane goes out there and just point fights for 25 minutes and doesn't do anything. But you could also see a scenario where he does get the fight down to the mat. He does get some control time. He does get that early submission as well. So, a little 50-50 about this one, but I will have some Cyril Gane. It's not going to be a play I completely fade because I do realize that the upside could potentially be there. It just comes down to the game plan, really, of Cyril Gane. Khalid Taha, 8,300. I think Taha has some serious finishing upside here. Quinones is a fighter who is coming on short notice as well, like a lot of people on this card. He is making that long trip to Paris also. And Quinones has been finished in all 3 of his losses. Khalid Taha, he's a finisher. He hits very, very hard. He has a sneaky grappling game. Quinones has been knocked out. He has been hurt, has been dropped. He has been submitted. If there's a finish in this fight, I do think it comes from the Taha side, and he's only 8,300. And again, I don't think he's going to be too popular. Quinones is a very popular dog, and I get it to an extent. Quinones is going to probably be the minute winner here. He's going to have the takedown upside. He's going to have the volume upside. I just think at some point, Taha is going to land a big shot and knock this guy out. So yeah, I do like Taha, 8,300. I think he has some serious finishing upside, and I don't think he's going to be too high on. Stephanie Egger, 9,300, fighter that I don't really think is going to be too high owned as well. And I think she has some pretty good finish upside going against a newcomer here in Eileen Perez, who's a very popular dog this week from a betting perspective, and we see the money line coming down quite a bit. Perez was like plus 285. Now she's like plus 210, plus 200. So money is coming in on Perez, and I think it's more so due to the fact that Egger probably shouldn't be this big of a favorite against anybody, but, you know, Perez has not fought the best competition really at all. You know, some of the worst competition we'll ever see. This is a big step up for Perez as well, and if Egger's able to get on top, like, she's vicious. Great ground and pound, great finishing ability with that ground and pound, and then also a great submission game as well. If she gets on top of Perez, there's going to be some problems. So yeah, I do like me some Egger. I think she finishes this fight personally. and probably does it really early, and probably one of the lower owned fighters up in that 9,000 range. I think she's going to be lower owned than Benoit Saint-Denis for sure, Cyril Gane for sure. I think Imavov, the ownership's going to be pretty close there, but you know, I think she's a pretty sneaky option, I guess you could say, at 9,300. I don't think a lot of people are going to get to her at that price tag. And then Nasruddin Imavov at 9,000. I don't really think there's takedown upside here, so I don't like that. But I do think he has some finish upside here against Joaquin Buckley, who I do question the chin. Buckley's been finished a lot by knockout. So I will have some Imavov. I like his striking a lot. I just worry that if there is no finish in this fight, he's not going to score good. But I will have some just in case that finish does happen, because it just would not shock me. Imavov has a ton of power in his hand, so does Buckley. And I think the knockout will be there. And I am actually picking Imavov to win by knockout. Same fight, Buckley here, 7,200. Like, this price tag's kind of nuts. Like, Buckley is a very good fighter. Buckley has a ton of power. Imavov's never been knocked out, never been knocked down even. But, you know, Buckley could very well be the first one to do it. And on top of that, Buckley is going to have opportunities. Imavov is going to go for takedowns potentially, but is he going to get him and have success? I doubt it. I think this fight does primarily play out on the feet, and if it does, Buckley's going to have a lot of opportunities to land a big shot. So at 7,200, I do not mind some shots on Buckley there. John Makdessi, 7,500. I like the volume of Makdessi quite a bit. 5.57 significant strikes per minute, 18 UFC fights. He's outlanded his opponents in a win or a loss. 16 of 18 fights, he's outlanding his opponent. So the volume's there. 69% striking defense, which is phenomenal. And I think this is a close fight. I don't really understand this line outside of Makdessi. He's getting up there in age. He's had a layoff. He's had an injury. But when you look at the fight, like, I think it's going to be pretty close. So I do like Makdessi here, 7,500, 0 takedown upside. Literally, he has 0 takedowns in 18 fights. Little to no finish upside, but the volume, he has a lot of volume upside here at 7,500. So don't mind me some Makdessi. I am actually picking him for the upset as well. Gabriel Miranda, 7,100. If he wins, it's simple as it's going to be a first-round submission. Like I said earlier, 14 out of 16 wins coming by first-round submission. He goes balls out to get that finish. He's pulling guard. He's jumping guillotine. He's doing everything in his power to go out there and get the fight down to the mat. And when he does, he's dangerous. He's a black belt. We have seen Benoit Saint-Denis put himself into bad spots. Miranda's going to have a couple minutes of opportunities here to get a submission. If he does, it's going to score a ton at 7,100. So I will have some Miranda sprinkled. Just because if he wins the fight, it's going to score a lot. It's going to be in the first round. Nathaniel Wood, 7,800, probably going to be one of the more popular dogs on the slate. And I get it. Like, this is a fight that should score extremely well as a whole. Nathaniel Wood's output's just insane, landing 6.32 significant strikes per minute. I think he has takedown upside as well. As long as he does not get finished, and if this fight does go to decision, I think he has a really good chance of winning. My concern for Nathaniel Wood, though, is him getting finished, him eating a big shot, him getting caught in a submission. But yeah, this fight goes the distance. It's going to be very close and competitive. You have the volume of Wood, the takedown potential, and then you have the power of Jourdain. So either way, I see the winner of this fight scoring very well, and it is a fight that I'm heavily invested in. Punt play, Tai Tuivasa, the ultimate punt play. It's a heavyweight fight. Anything can happen. I feel like Cyril Gane is a phenomenal fighter. I feel like he's the better fighter in every single aspect of MMA outside of pure power. But this is a heavyweight fight. This is a heavyweight fight, and Tai Tuivasa, it's very hard. He's finished 14 out of his 15 wins when he is finishing. The majority of them do come in the first round. I think all but 2 have come in that first round. And it just takes one little mistake, one little slip up, one wrong move. And Tuivasa, if he lands a big shot, Cyril Gane could potentially go down, I do like Gane here. I do think Gane wins, but 6,700 for Tai Tuivasa. I will definitely have some sprinkles there because his win condition is going to be a first or second round knockout, and I'm sure he's going to have opportunities. He's going to land a big shot at some point. So yeah, I don't mind some Tai Tuivasa at that price tag at all. And then fade, Hack Brass, 8,700 for me. 1 takedown, I think 9 UFC fights, little to no finishing ability as well. I'm actually picking Makdessi for the upset. I think it's going to be a very close and competitive fight. And then, of course, around him, you have Charles Jourdain, who's cheaper. You have Khalid Taha, who's cheaper. You can go up and get Magomedov. You can go up and get Gane. You can go up and get, I don't know, anybody up there besides Hack Brass here. The volume's good, but he's probably not going to knock out Makdessi. He's not going to take him down. I think Hack Brass is a pretty good fade this week, honestly. But yeah, guys, that is about it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out dfsbythenumbers.com. I think yeah, I think all content is already done for the week for DraftKings. Got everything done and out of the way, so ready to go for Saturday. We do have an early start time as well. I think we're starting at 12 o'clock Eastern on Saturday, so make sure you guys are ready for that. And other than that, leave a like, subscribe on your way out. I will be going live Friday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time after the weigh-ins, and then I will be going live at some point for best bet. I'm trying to figure out still when to do that. I think I might go early Saturday morning. So yeah, make sure you are subscribed so not miss out on that. Best of luck for UFC Paris, guys. We'll talk to you very soon.